Would you rather use would rather or would prefer? Or would you prefer to use would rather than would prefer? And now I'm confused, and that means that you must be confused too. Oh no! My name is Toby, this is Smash English, and here is everything you need to know about using would rather and would prefer for the C1 Advanced Cambridge exam.
Would rather plus the bare infinitive.
We use would rather with the bare infinitive to talk about a general preference.
We often use this in the form of a comparative. I would rather walk than drive. I'd rather eat my own face than spend another moment with you.
These can refer to a preference that is always true or to a future situation. Hey Bruce, what do you want to do today? I don't know. Do you want to go to a disco? No, I'd rather not.
Here, Bruce has replaced the bare infinitive with not. This is the short form for no, I would rather not go to a disco. Would you like to dance with me? No, I'd rather not, but I will anyway, because I feel sorry for you.
This is what every girl says to me at school discos. And that was a terrible thing. Did you know that British people play a game with this grammar structure? Yes, a game! An exciting game! How fun! It's called Would You Rather. Hi, Monica, what would you rather? Yeah? Lose your legs or your arms? Well, I'd rather lose my arms than lose my legs because, my legs are so hot and guys always tell me how hot my legs are. I've never had a guy say to me, wow, Monica, you're so hot, you've got such beautiful arms. That's never happened ever. Obviously, I know my arms are super hot because they're attached to my body and my body's great. But yeah, if I had to choose, I'd say, I'd rather lose my arms than lose my legs. Yeah. Okay, and what would you rather? Would you rather be eaten alive by ants or eaten alive by a lion? Oh my god, Bruce, shut up, that is gross. Alright, well, why don't we play instead then? Who would you rather? No, let's not, okay? Jesus.
Would prefer plus to plus infinitive.
This is the same as would rather plus the bare infinitive. We use I would prefer to plus infinitive instead of I prefer plus gerund in more formal situations. Remember, the use of would here is what makes it more formal. It makes it unreal and more tentative, more cautious. However, it can also suggest that we are talking about an imaginary future situation. Think about the second conditional. Bruce, I'm getting a coffee. Do you want one? I prefer drinking beer. Here, Bruce is talking about his general preference. Yes, I know you do. But I'm going to get a coffee now for myself, and I'm asking you, would you like a coffee in the future because I'm about to get one? I would prefer to drink a beer. Now Bruce is more explicitly referring to an imaginary future situation. Now, Bruce is not drinking beer. However, in this beautiful imaginary future situation, Bruce is drinking beer, and he likes this situation very, very much. Think of the second conditional. If I could, I would prefer to drink a beer. Yes. Yeah, I would prefer to drink a mojito or something like that. Something expensive. A what? Oh my god, what is a mojito? Bruce, you are so uneducated. Oh, Monica, I prefer to have sex on the beach with you. Calm down, Bruce. It's the name of a cocktail. Oh my god. Oh, yes, the cocktail. I was talking about the cocktail.
Would rather plus subject plus the present simple.
We use would rather plus subject plus present simple to talk about a preference we have for someone or something else to do something. Toby, Bruce is drinking at work again? Well, to be honest, Monica, I would rather Bruce drinks and works than doesn't drink and doesn't work. So, yeah. Yeah, Toby, that's a good point because I definitely would not be here if it was not for the alcohol. So, thank you very much. To be honest, Toby, I would rather Bruce doesn't work. Yeah, me too. Excuse me, Duke, what did you just say? Oh, nothing, Bruce. Sorry. Don't hurt me. A more formal way of doing this is to replace the present simple with the past simple. And this does not change the meaning.
Would rather plus subject plus the past simple. I would rather Bruce doesn't drink becomes I would rather Bruce didn't drink. I would rather it doesn't rain becomes I would rather it didn't rain.
The past simple is more polite. We are using the subjunctive here in a very similar way to when we use the second conditional. If I were you. We're using the past simple to emphasize that a situation is imaginary. I would rather you didn't do that. That means maybe in an imaginary future you are doing that, and that makes me feel very angry, so I say, no, I would rather you didn't. Please do not do that in the future. Right? Right. Toby, I was thinking, can I wear something, a bit more sensual for these videos? Oh! I'd rather you didn't, Monica. Yeah, we're a professional company here. Look, Smash English, professionals, right? I always wear a shirt in videos, and that's because I am a professional. So you should also uphold these standards of professionalism, right? Yeah, Monica, Smash English has a reputation for the utmost professionalism, yeah?
Or would prefer plus it plus if plus subject plus the past simple. This means the same, so I would rather you didn't becomes I would prefer it if you did not. I would rather you came home earlier becomes I would prefer it if you came home earlier.
Hi guys! Oh goodness, Monica, you look great! Oh my diddy donuts, what is going on? Monica, what did we say? We said we would prefer it if you did not wear such provocative clothing at work. Alright, is that so difficult to understand? We're professionals here. Toby, what are you talking about? This is fashion. Right, no, sorry, this is unacceptable. Monica, can you come to my office, please? Oh my god, Toby, that is so unfair.
Would rather plus subject plus the present subjunctive.
We use this in very formal situations, like this one. What? Toby, this is not right. I should be able to dress how I want. Monica, you know me, yeah? I'm cool. I'm down with the kids, man. Girls that dress like that, they bloody love me. They think I'm great. But, I'd rather you be able to dress that way if you want to dress that way. Sure, it's your choice, but it's not the world that we live in, is it, Monica? No. So, Toby, what are you saying? I'm saying that a lot of staff would rather you not wear clothing like this. Well, Toby, I would rather Bruce leave the company instead of me.
Here, this is the grammar I am talking about. I would rather Bruce leave. This looks strange because we would normally say Bruce leaves, but instead we have leave. Again, this emphasizes that this is an unreal situation, and its use is exactly the same as using the past simple here.
Toby, what did she just say? Oh my god, what are you doing here? I would rather you leave than me. Oh, I'd rather Bruce be fired too. Oi!
Wow, Duke. Would rather plus the present subjunctive with the passive. I would rather Bruce be fired. Good job, Duke. And of course, if you would rather, you could say, I would rather Bruce were fired. It's the same.
Toby, Duke is trying to sabotage my professional life. What, sabotage your what? Yeah, Bruce, professional. Yeah, right. Monica, seriously, I would rather you change your clothes than be fired, so please. Yeah, well, I refuse. Well then, Monica, I'm sorry, but you leave me with no choice. Don't be! No!
Would rather plus have plus the past participle.
This is where some students get confused. We use would rather plus have plus a past participle to talk about a past preference. However, this is not a regret. We are talking about how we felt about a past situation in the past. We are not talking about how we feel about a past situation in the present. No, so it's impossible for it to be a regret. We do not use would rather plus have plus the past participle for regrets. Do you understand? Good. Oh, so Monica's gone then? What a shame. Oh, bloody hell, Duke, don't cry. Jesus, I would rather not have needed to fire her, but unfortunately, Duke, it's company policy. Nothing I can do about it, yeah?
This here does not mean Toby regrets firing Monica. Instead, it means he had a past preference to not fire her. Toby is telling us how he felt in a past moment, not how he feels now. Yesterday, I went to a restaurant. I would rather have eaten a carrot, but instead I ate a pear. I didn't have enough money for a carrot. Oh no.
What do we do? I don't know.
Would rather plus had plus the past participle.
We use would rather plus subject plus had plus the past participle to talk about regrets. So we're talking about a past situation and how we feel about that past situation in the present. Remember, we use would rather plus have plus the past participle to talk about a past situation and how we felt during that past situation. On the other hand, we use would rather plus subject plus had plus the past participle to talk about a past situation and how we feel about that situation in the present. There's a big, big difference there, so please do not confuse the two. I would rather have studied English, but in the end I studied French. Now this means, in the past, I had two options, French and English, and I chose French. However, English would have been better at that point in my life. But how do I feel about it now? We don't know, because I have not told you. I would rather I had studied English instead of French. Now this means I studied French. And now, in the present, I feel bad about that, and I think, oh no, I should have studied English. Yes? Yes! Oh, bloody hell. I would rather I hadn't fired her now. Jesus.
There. I'd rather I hadn't fired her now. This means Toby did fire Monica, and now, in the present, he feels bad about it. The holiday was okay, but I'd rather the weather hadn't been so hot.
Yeah, and I, Toby, would have preferred it if you had handled the situation a little bit better. Monica, you're back! Well, it was good while it lasted, I guess. I'm sorry, Monica. All right, I would rather you hadn't chosen to wear those clothes. That's all. You know that's unacceptable here. Yeah, Toby, I understand that now, obviously. Okay. It's just, you know, there is a time and a place. And when we're making videos, that's not the time or the place. Yeah, I get it. And that's why I've decided to start an OnlyFans! Yay! And with that, we are finished. Now you know everything you need to know about using would rather and would prefer for the C1 Advanced Cambridge exam. If you liked the video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment down below. My name is Toby, and this was Smash English.